Yes, please.
Will you please?
Okay. Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Juan, and I'm introducing this miracle, magical Rocco and Sila. And we actually just finished a class at NUSA at the certified facilitator training, and day one, yay! The hot topic today during the class is actually 100% commitment.
What a
Yeah.
You guys
surprise.
are so smart. There's no awareness involved in picking the date at all. Not at all.
No.
And that's the amazing part. Even at the level of a CF training, there are people who have a lot of questions about how they can be committed
Committed. Yeah.
and what they are missing with their business, why it's not going, and why their life doesn't go really that way that they desire it to go.
Yeah.
That's a hot topic all the time for even for the CFs.
Yeah.
Cool. So we are so grateful for so many people to join us tonight. And I mean, for us, it's sort of tonight. For some of you, it's even later,
Or morning, or who knows.
So we are grateful really that you are joining us.
Thank you.
And what we would like to ask you that please ask questions, because that's what creates the class. And the more questions we have, the more we can talk about it, and it can be greater for all of us.
Yeah, it's a great contribution. All questions are welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So, do you have any question up front? I mean, all right, that was a silly question. Cool, jump over it. So, what is being 100% committed, and what is this? So today we hold an intro call, and this is about the class that we hold. And what happens that so long story short, we had to create this class first of all for ourselves, because what happened that our life also didn't go very well, especially our business didn't go very well, or not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I would say.
So we had a business that was creating 20 grand loss year after year, which was really not amazing. So we were funding our business from our full-time jobs. So, and we had a point of view that after a couple of years, everyone says business in the first couple of years just making a loss. Thanks, that's a good point of view. So that's the pace
we did buy it actually.
Yeah, we were creating our business from that point of view, maybe I would say. And
mostly it was a weekend business.
Yeah,
not so much.
I mean, we had the full-time job, and then on top of that, every evening we were busy planning and creating stuff for our business, and every weekend we were busy. But the numbers were not great, not showing that what we put into the business.
Yeah.
And we had a point of view that, we do this for the next 2-3 years, and then by then it will be wow. But actually, we were doing that for the last 2-3 years, and it was not doing at all.
Nothing.
So we planned something, and the plan was not going into the direction that we expected it to go. Of course, there were no questions in the whole process, so now I know why it was not working at all.
Yeah.
So earlier this year, we had a phenomenal holiday in the beautiful Gold Coast in Australia in March. And then we started to ask questions, and we asked the universe, please, what would it take to have such an amazing lifestyle like this, where money is not a problem, where we have the freedom, where we can enjoy our time at the beach.
And we can do what we love, create classes and meet
spend a lot of time with amazing people.
Yeah.
And, it's just not being in a struggle, but in the joy side of everything and the fun. Please hands up if you don't want that. Cool. Well, it was flat. All right. So the thing is that so we shoot out to the universe all these beautiful, yummy desires.
And it was a really great energy, and we did lots of clearings during the walk on the beach. It was just amazing.
If a beautiful summer beach and you just have a walk, that will be a huge contribution to your life. I mean, if you enjoy that thing.
Yeah.
So what happened that an hour later we went back to the apartment where we're staying at the moment, and I just received from my actual boss a Facebook message that, hey, Rocco, there is a package I need to send you.
And we need to talk. Oh, what is that?
What type of package it can be? Of course, it's a redundancy package.
Yeah.
So I was just made redundant.
It was very quick.
Yeah, so actually I had a couple of weeks to do something because, that was the end of the world that as I knew that. So I was planning, and then let's say the universe said, I have a better plan for you. But so I really had to do something in order to start to create my life finally, because it was not working. So I started to collect all the tools, and at that time I was holding a series called 100% Committed, which was using all the tools of Access Consciousness about what does it mean being committed, or what does it create if you are not committed. I mean, I had a great experience, and I really, really know it because I practiced it so long. What if I'm not committed to my life? So I can talk a lot about it, but I think many of you can talk about it. What is it like? But the other part of it is when you are truly, truly committed to your life and your living, everything just starts to fall into the picture, and it's on the path, and it starts to create your life. And it's not just about business. It's not just about your relationship. It's not just about your health, everything. And it's really up to you. And, there are many people who have lots of money, but their relationship and their health is terrible. Or some of them have amazing relationships, but no money and also not very good health. Some people have amazing health, but no money and no relationship. So there are all types of combinations, and it all means one thing: you are not committed at those areas to your life and your living. So I started to dig deeper in order to create our own life, because it's great, I'm CF, and I have all the tools, but really, in order to have a life that works for you, you start to create it. And what was missing, that I realized I was not really committed. Like the term when you are sitting on the fence and just waiting and thinking whether I should do it or not, whether I should do this and not. And I started to make a long list. What are the things that I have as a point of view, or what are the things that are really not working? And most of the things that I collected went back to one. I mean, I was able to identify two big areas, like take two big groups. One big group was connected to the topic of I'm missing some information, or I'm lacking information, and because of that, I cannot make a good decision, or I cannot make a decision in time, or I just cannot rely on my awareness, and how does it work? So, we learned from Access, or in Access Consciousness, that there is the light and heavy tool, or there are other tools, and you need to listen to your awareness, or rely on your awareness instead of your conclusions and assumptions and all these things. All right, that's really great. I see it written. I've heard it told at many classes, really at each and every classes, but I haven't seen that working, and I didn't have the experience when it was working. So I realized that really, if I'm the infinite being and I know everything, I really need to know everything. I really need to go into that space where I know everything, and I can do things. But I'm connected to this space where everything is possible, and I'm aware of everything. So it's not a question anymore what's going on. And so this was one thing I decided I need to do this, because without that, it's, you don't have a map. You just try to go somewhere, and everything is in deep dark pocket, and you just don't get anywhere because you don't know where to go and how and what. And another area was that I identified was there were so many hidden dynamics I was following where all my energy went away.
Not just you.
Oh, we both had that. And I'm still, the biggest thing was money, because I lost my job, or I created losing my job, whatever is the term we use. But the other part was about relationship. Because, we had this relationship. We still have it. Cool. We are happy for that. But for many years, because we are now for 12. Yeah, we are married for 12 years. And yeah, you know, happily lived ever after. Of course not. So we killed each other many times, not just in lifetime, but in others as well. I think so. So
yeah.
So we really need to find out what the hell we will do and how we will create
what dynamic
something.
And what pattern do we follow, you know, and who did we mimic, you know, which parents, or who does these all things belong to as well?
Because there was one part that we really love each other. We want, of course, that's a fucking great relationship. And you know what's the term about relationship? Just dump it and it's not useful and not good at all in excess. But it's not true, actually. You know, there are the 5 things about intimacy and how to create a great relationship and all these things. And we really needed to find out what the hell is going on, why we cannot have it. Like, you know, we were together like for 11 years by then, so 11 and a half, whatever. And then, and there are not really big problems, but we cannot find that how we work together. And also there was always something between the two of us that just made the big crap and big problems and all the drama and the trauma and all sort of things. So life is like that. Ours as well. So we started to work on that as well, like where we are not committed and what are the hidden dynamics in our relationship that is sort of killing the relationship and killing the fun from our relationship. Another part was, of course, the business. How we kill our business and what are the things that we believe are about money or about business, why it's not working, why it's working just a little bit. For us, it was not working. We had the idea, it's working, we just have to work harder. And we worked harder and it was not working still. So anyway, so we created this class. I mean, there was a 6-call teleseries what I created called 100% Committed. And from that, after that, I created the class because I had a greater idea. Oh, well, no, that's the thing what I can use for myself. And started to use all the tools that we are talking about and finding all the hidden dynamics where we were sort of losing the momentum, where you know, when you want to create something and then the day after you decide, no, it's not that interesting, and you just lose the steam, so you don't do anything anymore. And what is behind it? These are different dynamics, and behind each and every dynamic, there is a lot of information. Really a lot of information that you are not listening to, you don't look into it, and you just keep working from the assumptions that you had from the beginning. So what we had to do, really look into these areas and start to clear all these areas for ourselves. Of course, for each other. We are a couple, we can do it for each other because we are not alone in our own shit. We create the shit together. I don't say it's easier, because if you are not a couple, you create the shit yourself alone, but there is no one else who could help you, but there is no one else who could hold you back. What is better? I don't know, but it's a different point of view. Where is the possibility here? So so what happened that we started to do 2 things. One is started to clear all the areas where we had the hidden dynamics. So now we have an amazing list of all the dynamics and what's the information behind it and what's the reason to keep choosing those dynamics. So with all these things, we can go deeper and get rid of it and not go back there anywhere, because now we have the awareness what the hell we are doing when we do that, and how we create the shit.
Or if you are going back, you have the awareness, you know, and you can clear it immediately, which is really great.
So, and the other area is really learning to use questions, ask questions, learn how you ask questions, how you be in the question, what is the space from where you have to ask the questions, how you start to communicate with yourself, your being, your knowing, your business,
or life, or everything,
your body, all these things. Because really, without knowing how to communicate and have a space or have the capacity or that level of comfort or whatever you call it, with asking questions and relying on that this is not your ego, this is not your bullshit, this is you, the infinite being, and it comes from the space that is the everything is possible space. Without that, you're really doomed. You can try everything, but really, it will not work, because you just try. It's a 50-50. Maybe it will work today. Next day, if you choose the same, maybe it will work, but what if not? Because you don't, yes, of course, you know, we all know that we know, but if you don't have the tools, if you don't use the tools, then you don't know. So it's a question where you are functioning from, and that's what we worked out, how we can have that space and how we can ask the questions and stay connected to our business. Anyone has a question?
Yes, I have a question. Actually,
Hi,
it's
Barbara.
like, yeah, hello. It's stupid question, but
no stupid question.
Let's say, what do you consider under the term being committed to your life? Because I heard this many times, but I still I'm not sure what is this.
All right.
So yeah, if you maybe can you talk about that more?
Yeah. So one part of that is, you know, some people would say being determined, or you know, so the term is like being committed means that you have the capacity to create everything that you desire in your life.
Mm-hmm.
There is no better definition for that, because really it's the space, or that's the choice when you decide that I will do everything that it takes to create what I desire. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they told me in the past. I don't care what they will think. I don't care what it costs. There is no such thing, it costs too much. Because being in the comfortable, warm ship that we all been for many decades is the worst. That costs the most. That is the most expensive thing in your life as an infinite being, not being aware to what you want and what you do and what you desire to do. Just keep choosing the old thing. So if you have to give up this, give up that, and that, well, we all have a point of view. Yes, I'm willing to have this, but I'm not willing to give up that. So for example, I want to make this much money. Cool. And then someone says, will you have sex with this person in order to have that money? And that's the easiest. And the universe just brought that person to you. And then, well, I want to create the money, but not this way. Well, are you truly committed? You have a point of view why you shouldn't do it. Of course, we all have excuses why we don't do it, but you can choose again. It's not a problem if you realize, fuck, yeah, I asked that, and now I'm aware it's not my best choice, so I choose something else. So you can even ask more questions, and you can ask the universe. There is no such thing the universe provides you only one option. If you miss it, then you've doomed. No, you can ask for another one. But no one asks for another one. You have to ask for another one. So it's the willingness to go and go and go and go and not stop. No one can stop you. I mean, you are the greatest power that can stop you and yourself and just hold you back. And you do everything. Don't worry, you will do everything to hold you back. We are all great in that.
You are the greatest enemy for yourself, and you are the greatest.
And your friends.
Yes, and you are the greatest catalyst for yourself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can choose which one would you like to be.
Yeah. So being 100% committed means there is nothing that will hold you back from doing or getting to the point where you want to get. That's being 100% committed. So you are willing to choose, you are willing to use the tools, you are willing to, if you have to do energy pool for 10 hours a day, you will do that. Why should I do all the stupid shit when it's not working? You should do what works. I mean, that's just a good example. I never did that. Like 10 hours a day, that's so massive. I think that would change everything forever.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Sorry. Does it answer your question? But
yes, it does. And then it goes back to, I mean, it's actually, for me, for example, I noticed that I don't know what actually I want, so.
Great.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe on one area I know, but on the other areas I don't know. So
yeah. So that's another thing that a lot of people have no idea what they truly want. But one thing that like one area is the doubt that, well, I would like to have this, but I don't think anyone would pay money for that. It's not true. It maybe, and no one will pay money for that in a way that you see or look into it right now, but there is a way how you can look into it that will create money. You don't need to know now. there are many, many exercises that we will do during the class that will help you to take you into the place where you can find out how to create something, or how to do, or in which way you can create that situation that you would love to do and that will create money for you.
And also we can go deeper, how to ask questions and how can you receive the answer. I mean, yeah, how can you be aware of that?
So actually this is a 4-hour health day class, and there is a break in between. And half of the class is everything about asking questions and how to ask questions and what to do, how to receive the answer, how to make sure that this is not your ego and you can rely on this or all these answers and the information, how to go beyond blocks in the question, in the asking process, which is really important in order to create more for yourself. And the other part of it is clearing all the dynamics, so identifying and clearing all the dynamics that you are functioning from that is holding you back. And of course, part of the class, so as a result, there will be an audio recording that we give to everyone. And of course, there is a 5 or 6 page PDF with all the tools, all the questions, all the exercises, and all the dynamics that we talk about it, but you will have it in a written format in a PDF file that is easy to check, and you can use it anytime later if you identify something in your reality. And then also the big part of the class is live facilitation. So anywhere where you are stuck, where you have a point of view or something that doesn't allow you to get further, that's also going to be facilitated and get rid of or cleared out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yevgeny had a question.
Yeah, I just unmute Yevgeny. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Yeah, I was, if I say this, would that sound correct? When I'm thinking of being committed, I'm thinking of not having backdoors.
That's one part of it, yes. Backdoor is just,
okay.
It is one of the many, many hidden elements of it, or dynamics that are holding us back. That's
the backdoor
true.
is just, that's one of them. But there are many, many more.
Yeah, so we use, we identified like more than a dozen different dynamics, and each dynamic is valid, and each dynamic is very, very powerful, and they all hold you back. Some of us have more than 5, some of us have all, I identified all of them for myself, so that's how we learned more about it. And
I'm getting there, actually about 17 altogether.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, there can be so many different things that can hold you back. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah. You really need to stay in the question.
And I have 8 of those. So.
Yeah.
How does it get any better than that?
Yeah.
like when we were changing and what happened that, so within 2 months we were able to turn around our business. So instead of making a big crap and debt, it within 2 months we turned into a business that was making the equivalent amount of profit that we had from our full-time job. And and I had a very good paying full-time job, so it wasn't a low-level salary that I lost with that. Actually, I've not lost it. I lost all the slavery that I had before that I thought it's very comfortable to have. So I would really recommend this class to everyone who is thinking about to start a business or start a life where you don't have to.
It helps to go out of the box.
Yeah, get out of the box and all the limitations or all the
from the comfort zone, or to start something.
Yes, create something that is really productive for you, or that is a huge contribution to your life. So a big part of it is learning how you can communicate with your business. Just an example. So how amazing and how smart your business can be. You can have a point of view about it, but your business, first we thought that, oh, it's a business. No, it's your life actually, but let's call it just business. And you can also ask questions about your body as well and your relationship. It doesn't really matter. It's still everything that you know that you be, because you access that space that is the everything. The what else is possible. And so what happened, that the business said, okay, you have to hold a relationship retreat. Well, and when? At the end of December, the 28th to the 30th of December. Well, it was in October, mid of October. Hey, by then everything is fully booked. And that was
because it's peak time in New Zealand,
that's
it's
the middle of the
summertime,
summer, so before New Year's
end of
Eve.
December, we had a point of view, but the business said, no, keep looking, you will find a place.
I mean, first we started to look for, and we didn't find a place, and then we asked it again, and the business says, no, wait a couple of days, don't look now.
Oh, we need to wait. Oh, that's not logical at all.
That's
but
not,
we
because
did.
over time, you will have just less and less places.
Yeah, we did wait, and we got an awareness. Okay, now you have to look. And we found a place, a beautiful 5-star villas, beautiful retreat, and only for those 3 days are free, before and after fully booked.
Yeah.
Only those 3 days.
And the whole place, all the 4 rooms are free, like not rooms, 4 villas are free. Yeah, free for that period.
So how does it get any better? So
like your business knows everything. It knows that it will be freed up in a couple of days. You just need to follow that information.
It's free, I'm sorry, at the end of December?
Yes.
Yes, 3 days in December.
For the New Year's?
No, it's 28th, 29th, and 30th.
So what happened, it's free to book. So we were able to book the place, because before the place is fully booked, after that is fully booked. Everything was fully booked during that period.
And that area and all of the area around that, it's fully booked everywhere, really. All those 3 days are free. So, if you listen to this awareness, you can create huge things.
But most of the time, it's not logical.
Not logical at all.
The business will tell you so many things that you just, it's really, but are you willing to create something great? Yeah.
And we had lots of examples like this. Not logical at all, but works. Yeah.
The business tells you where you have to go, who can be a contribution to your life and your business, who you can rely on, who you can work with, who can tell you where to go, who can tell you what to do, everything. And
right now, or maybe later, or
everything. Just need to ask the questions.
Be in the question. I stay always in the question. And that's one of the part of this class.
Start learning how to ask questions,
how to use questions,
how to communicate with your business.
This stuff. Yeah. Do you have any question?
Yeah, I have a question. I mean, because I'm also, let's say, trying to communicate with my business, and I'm like, it seems like that I'm making it up. So then I stop,
that's the thing.
How do you actually know that something, what is your business is saying, and what is your, let's say, mind? How do you know the difference?
Well, one part of it is practice, but another part of it is, I just tell you one example. Let's say for example, very often the questions are linked to other people, and there is such thing as free will. So you can ask the question, would this person be a contribution to my life?
Or to the business.
Or to the business. And first it says yes. And you're so excited, you start to create plans, you start to call that person and talk about it, and then something doesn't go that way, but you don't ask questions. And then when it's really, really shitty and going downwards, you start to ask questions, and it says, this person is not a contribution.
What happened?
And you say, I'm stupid. I get the answer that it's a contribution. Now it's not a contribution. What's going on?
Yeah, because energies can change.
Because the person has free will.
Yeah.
Not just you. Everyone has free will. And if they change, that can rock the boat. It doesn't mean that the business will not go further. it means with that person, it will not go further. So you will start doubting your awareness that, oh, I was stupid, I received the wrong information, or I'm receiving the wrong information now, I'm just making it up.
No, we have these things, you know, when we ask questions and we got a yes or whatever, and after we feel something and we ask again and it's a no again, and we ask, okay, what happened? And we got the information, yeah, something changed, some energy shifted, and we changed, you know, we do lots of clearing, so might be changed, or the other person changed, or the situation changed. So that's why you need to be always in the question, not you know, accept what you got out there, because you've got an awareness as well. So it's,
and this is one part of it. Another part of it is going into the space of the infinite being. You know, without that, it's really not reliable what you are doing.
Yeah.
And that's what we also teach during the class.
Yeah, how to create that space
and maintain that space, that level of awareness.
Yep, can you have a question?
Yeah, I just
yeah, thank you. You mentioned how many 12 patterns for not being committed?
12 or a bit more, yes.
Yeah.
Is there any way, well, if you have like time for this, like not explaining like deep, but just like saying them, like what are they? Like one by one.
All right, tricky guy. All right, so one that you mentioned is the back door.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Another one is when you run out of steam. There is another one when you just have self-sabotage. There's
what was that? What was the one?
You just sabotage your creation.
Self-sabotage.
You know, you do what you don't do, or you do things that are so silly that you kill your business through that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like sabotage, or what's the other name for it?
Self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What else in my mind?
Sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
Do or not to do. You know, what can I do?
Oh yeah, doubt.
Yeah. No, it's not doubt. It's not doubt.
Something else.
It's different.
Yeah.
Like each dynamic has information behind it, so a lot of things sounds the same, but it has a different meaning.
Yeah. Then
it's like in the distractor implants. There are 24 distractor implants. These are distractor implants, but each has a different meaning behind it, different energy, different ways you manage it. What else?
So that was 4.
Yeah, lacking information. That is one big thing. Yeah, there is the doubt, when you doubt your awareness, or you doubt that you can do it because you had an experience when it didn't work.
Yeah.
Or you didn't do it, or you failed. There is other people's projections on you. All the great things that you learned from your parents, from the society, that you bought into it, that how it should be done or what it should be like, and you buy into it and you start to create your shit, your life, and then it will be shit because it's not yours but someone else's.
Yeah.
Always ends up like shit, because that's the thing, that like your grandfather comes, this is how you do business. Yeah, 100 years ago, this was how you do business, but today it's not.
For him, maybe that was the
he's a totally
way.
different character as you know. And also, maybe in that country, you have to do a totally different way of advertisement. You have to be aware of it. What is the productive, or what is the creative way to be done advertisement in this situation, for this business, for this project, in this country, in this period of the year? These are all important questions. And of course, you can listen to everyone else, but it's your business. You should not listen to anyone else, but you have to ask the questions.
Yeah.
But of course, you can invite other people, but you have to invite those who can be a contribution to your business. It means there are many types of contributions. People can be a contribution to your business in a way that,
in a negative way, how you feel that time. Oh my gosh, that wasn't a contribution. But after, oh yeah, that was a contribution.
Without these people sort of fucking you up, you wouldn't step up. Like we would never start to create our business if I'm not fired, made redundant. Nice words. And whatever was the reason that made me redundant, like restructuring.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
And I can stay there and say, oh, this is what happened to me. I'm the victim. Oh. And then I'm not creating anything because I'm the victim. And I can go to the government and ask for the nice money and sit at home. A lot of people does that.
Yeah, or find another workplace and,
and just suffer at the workplace that you just had enough. You don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And of course, you can rely on the old programs. It's better to have a comfortable job that provides everything, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to step up. You don't have to be you, but you don't have to enjoy life anymore.
No, can I acknowledge something?
Yes.
Please.
Because I saw guys last year, and you were very shy, from my point of view.
Thank you.
So I think you're much less shy this year.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that is another part. The not willing to be seen or heard or and visible and all these things, like when you are not willing to step up and you rather hide because you have so many patterns that happen to you in this or in previous lifetime that makes you feel that you will be punished if you do this or that. So you rather shy away and not willing to step up.
Yeah.
So it's also Australians, Camillus, and so on. I guess that's what it is.
The Shikyu, some part of it is like Shikyu implants.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, all types of combination of many beautiful things that makes you less.
Yeah.
And never more.
Yeah.
And yeah, you also buy into it. You are not allowed to be more. And it's very good to fit into the box. Like, they talk a lot about there is this comfortable distance from your business, your money, your being,
from yourself,
your partner, your business, your clients. Yeah, also there is another thing that like, don't give too much, because if you give too much, then they receive too much and they will not come back to you. So you have to hold back. Fuck, idiot. If you hold, like, that's the great thing, that if you start to give more and more and more and more and more, what happens, you become like an open trumpet or whatever, a huge channel of receiving everything. But when you have the idea, I should not give too much because then they can run away with all the things that they received and then I have no one else. It's not true. The more you give, the more...
They want, because they usually don't use like 90% everything I give in classes, they don't use anyway.
That's another thing, but that's one thing. Also, like, are you committed to yourself or you're committed to someone else? Like a lot of people who go to work, they are committed to their workplace or to their bosses.
And lots of people can create to someone else, and they are very happy to do it for others.
Or not happy. Sometimes they are not happy. Why it is, I can find a good relationship for my friend or girlfriend, or I can find great business possibilities for other people. I can facilitate others, but I cannot facilitate myself. You just fuck up yourself with all these things that I'm not allowed to receive, but I have to give. That's another program of those 12 or more than 12, whatever. Areas or points or hidden dynamics.
Yeah,
never for me, always for somebody.
Yeah. You should not, because you learn that you always have to give
because
and never receive.
Because you will be a bad person, or you start to judge yourself. Oh, I'm not allowed to receive because that's a bad thing, and I'm selfish, and this kind of
being
things.
Selfish.
Yeah.
And others are, others put first, and you put yourself last or second, that's another dynamic. How amazing is that? Keep sticking to it and keep choosing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will not create anything for you. But traditionally, or from the family, or for many reasons, we learn that this is how you should do it, or this is how you should live your life,
Yeah.
because then others will like you, or at least not hate you.
Yeah.
Do we have any more questions or comments? Or
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I missed 2 somewhere.
yeah, I just made up. I just said 12. Maybe it's 15.
Yeah. We didn't count it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the PDF.
Or maybe just 9. No.
Maybe just 1.
Maybe just 1.
But it's so
Just
big.
one. Choose it, goddammit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were holding these classes, and people really enjoyed it, and they were really able to start to create their life, and you know, over time you can see the big change in their lives and how they started to create their life and how it changed everything, their relationship, their health, because that's the same with your health. These are the same dynamics with your health, not just the relationship, not just with your money or business, but your health as well. Are you willing to be fully committed to your body, your awareness of your body, your own being? Do you really want to live long? There are so many people who are not willing to create their business because they are afraid that they will die. And, you know, I want to create a multi-million-dollar business that has global presence. Yeah, but I'm already 50 and others did it for a lifetime. So, and most of my life is just gone. So in the next 10 years, I cannot create it because, you know, after that you are too old to enjoy it and all these things. Yeah. And if you don't look after your body, you will be too old and it will be too painful and you cannot enjoy it. So are you truly committed to your body? It doesn't really matter how old are you or what you have done to your body in the last 20, 30, 50, 60 years. There is always a way to change things, to enjoy life, to enjoy what you created. And a lot of people just gives up creation because they are too old, or they consider they won't live that long, or they think it will take too much time to create something. So they rather don't start. Yeah. So that's another area where we go.
Yeah.
I think this is part of the 15 on the list. Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions regarding this or the online training or something? No.
All right. So I'm just asking Juan. So when do we have the class?
Good question.
It's on the 18th of
13th or 18th. I check it.
13th. 100% commitment.
Yeah.
13th.
13th of December at 7 p.m. Noosa or Brisbane time, right?
Yes.
So, and there is a link, I think, in the email we will send out to everyone, together with the recording of this
if you would like to join to the online class.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask a question, would it create more for your business
actually,
or for your life?
You know, beneficial to ask, okay, buddy, do you want to attend this class? Would it create more? Would it create money for me if I attend this class?
Yeah.
And
because very often we ask the question, would it create more? Yes, you know, everything will create more. I mean, most of the things will create more unless you kill yourself, but other things are create more. But if you don't ask more details, like, all right, but will it create more money for me, or will it create more for my relationship, and whatever is important for you, so you can ask those questions and then see how far you can go. Like, does it work for you to come and join?
Yeah.
And still you can join and not asking questions. Please don't do that. If you join, please be brave and ask questions, because what we learn And I know you heard it. This is not the first time, and I'm not the first person telling this. But anything that you clear to yourself will be clear to thousands of people. And that's truly true. Just imagine that if you have a shit about earning money, you have a limitation about how much money you can earn, or you have to work very hard in order to earn money or create a business. It's not just your point of view, but it's so many people's point of view. And anywhere where you go, any people who has the same or who has a sensitivity to that thing, and you meet those people, you just trigger each other because you have the same thing, and you, like magnets, you start to create the same, you trigger the same thing in each other, which means when you trigger that, you start to create your life more from that space of how hard it is to create my life, or how hard it is to create my business or have more money and all these things. And when you clear that, you are not triggering it anymore for anyone else around you. So also it's really beneficial for the next generation, for your children, beneficial for your partner because you can create together more, beneficial for your workplace. It's really beneficial, but for everyone else that you don't know, just meet on the streets, because even if they still have it, they will not trigger that shit for you anymore, because you are clear on that. You already cleared that. And also you are a contribution to all of them, so they can have a different choice, they can create from a different space, because by then you have the awareness and the consciousness, so you can share or contribute to them with your awareness and consciousness. That's the amazing big thing.
Yeah.
That's how you can contribute to everyone. Everyone who is willing to receive. We don't force anything on them. And if they're really willing to receive, they can get it through you and through us and through anyone else.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have a lot of questions for the class.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's very interesting, and definitely business and relationship are the two areas that I'm working on at the moment. And it's so interesting that I think because like doing any other access classes, there's waves of changes, waves of big changes, small ripples of change throughout. And at the moment, I think I'm at the cliff edge, and things are really changing dynamically. That I am, I do have a lot of questions for that class. So don't worry, I will ask a lot of questions.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
not just to draw into my pile of pool, but actually go to somewhere with more possibilities.
Yeah, and asking questions, it's a huge contribution to other people as well, because we all have almost the same problem, a little bit different, but we all have problems with relationship, with money, with work, job, career, health, whatever. And if we clear out this for one person, you can clear out in yourself as well, and you can get rid of this one as well.
And it's not just in general terms like health or body, but even going down into illnesses.
Yeah.
Like there are people who are using an illness to stop themselves as a sabotage.
For manipulation.
Or manipulating others. But it's always a tool. But I mean, it will be a tool once you transform it, once you become aware of it, because then you can choose. Until that, you are just triggered. You cannot choose. You have to have it.
Yeah.
You are forced. I mean, you're forced to create yourself. You're forced into something that you don't really like. It doesn't really work, but you think you don't have a choice there.
Yeah.
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 So the class is on the 13th. Is there a question? Or is just some echo in the background?
Oh, it's me?
I don't know.
So I keep talking. So it's on the 13th of December at 7 p.m. Brisbane time. And it's gonna finish around 11 p.m. because it's like a 4 hours long class.
We will hold a break in the middle.
Yeah, like 10-15 minutes. Everyone can go to the toilet and have a drink and think about
sweet and salt. Take sweet and
all the
salt.
great things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is online. So it's not a live class, but it's an online class. And we can see each other and we can ask questions from each other. I mean, you can ask from ourselves. And so there is live facilitation during the class, so you can
we can go deeper
into anything
if you have
that
something.
you have.
Yeah.
If you are willing to go deeper.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that's it.
Rocco and Sila, do you have other classes coming up after this 100% Telecall?
Yeah, so there is another class that is it's a live class. It's called Your Acoustical Body, which is a 2.5-day Access Consciousness specialty class. And that's about, there is the acoustical vibration that is your infinite being. And this class is really about that your body can match the vibration of the infinite being. But you never asked for that, you never tried that. And the body has really amazing capacities, but we don't consider that, or we don't look into it. And in many religions, it showed up that there is such thing called the light body, or the body, or those great ascended masters had some amazing capacities with their bodies, and actually that is available for everyone else, not just for them. And the big thing is our bodies have the capacity to have that and do that or be that. And so this class is really about how you can start creating that for your body, how you can bring your body to that level, to that space where it can start to create that thing. And I just tell you one thing, like what we think, or what we usually see, that the body works based on polarity. Like there are so many reactions in the body. So if something happens, then in one part of the body, another part of the body reacts to it, and that's how it creates a change. And there are all types of chemical bonds and reactions in the body. So it functions from an electrical space. But the infinite being, through the acoustical vibration, functions from the space of infinite possibilities, which is an acoustical space. What it means, there is no reaction. There is no such thing as, something happens and you have to react. It's beyond that. It's sort of a higher harmonics of the same thing. So we go into it, how one can transform their bodies into this thing. And it's not just your body, but what started to come earlier this year was the miraculous healings. How you can perform like a quick healing session that takes around 5 minutes. And we have so many cases where we had that. It's really about you become a catalyst to other people who are choosing this, or who are coming to and willing to change something, or they have any problems. Like there were people, like there was a man who had frozen shoulders, and within 1 minute, all the symptoms gone. And he had that for 3 months in a way that he was unable to move his arms, and the shoulders it was really tight and painful. And after a minute, it became no pain and totally easily moving all directions. And so we went into so many areas. And the acoustical vibration is something that each and every thing around you has its own vibration. Like a car has its own acoustical vibration, and your laptop has an acoustical vibration, and all these things. For example, one thing we had that was the fan of the laptop that was not really working at one time. Like we had to create a recording, and we had a fan error with the laptop, and it was not turning on anymore. So what you can do is using the acoustical vibration of a fan in a laptop that worked before. So that's what I was doing, like asking for that to work. like it was like a 5 minutes process, and after that it was working again. And this is the laptop that we are using now. So I tried to use it like 10 times and it was not working. I tried to restart it, but it was not restarting, just giving me an error message. And now, and after that, using this process that we teach during the class, it was working again. So you can use the acoustical vibration, or working with the acoustical vibration, or on physical things on your body and all sort of things. Like, just imagine that your business can have, let's say your business has its own vibration, but you can ask for a multi-million-dollar business vibration that has a global presence, and then your business starts to work differently. So you can use it in a million ways, and you can create your life and all sort of things around you in a million ways. Like, one thing was I was changing the milk that we had. Like, we went to holding a class in a different place, and when we came back a week later, in the fridge, the organic milk was gone sour, and it was smelling really bad. And then I really wanted to drink coffee, and I was asking, okay, what's the reality here? Part of the reality is that we have a point of view that there is such thing an expiry date, so over time it has to collapse. No, it's not real. That's something you made up. Other part of it, that there are so many bacteria in an organic milk or whatever milk, and that will create some change and bacterial breakdown in the milk. All right, that's also another point of view. We don't buy into that. And you can clear all these programs that you put on top of the acoustical vibration of a perfect bottle of milk. And when you clear down all these things and you ask for the original vibration, suddenly it goes back to where it was before. So after 5 minutes treatment, it was good again. And then for 3-4 days later, I checked it again. It went sour again. I did this process again, and it was good again. And I did this for two weeks, and it always worked. And I said, fuck, I don't need to put it back into the fridge. Why do we need a fridge when I can play with this? So for the next 2 weeks, it was on the kitchen bench, and we were playing with that on the kitchen bench, not putting back into the fridge. And it worked the same way. And of course, I was not drinking all of this, but because I wanted to drink coffee, so I bought another bottle of milk, and I was drinking that. And then when okay, is there something with the milk? Maybe it's really, because it was unpasteurized and not homogenized and all these things, so it was so easier to expire or break down. So I took some of that other milk on the bench, on the kitchen bench, and within 2 days, a lot of yellow and pink and red spots, like all these dirty, disgusting things, started to show up on that milk on the surface. Because I was not doing any processing on that, I was processing the other milk. So it was not about the milk itself. It was, it can collapse and it can break down when you don't use all these tools, because you buy into a reality that is someone else's point of view. Why do you want to create all these things? So other part of the class is changing reality. And you don't change reality. You just don't buy anymore into a shit that's not real. You don't have to buy into that shit. And you don't have to co-create the shit with others. And you can do this during the miraculous healings, where you are a catalyst. You can do this when you change physical things like a laptop fan or anything that you like. Other part of the class is really learning how to communicate with the molecules. Another part of it is
the acoustical wavelength.
Yeah. How experiencing and practicing what is an acoustical wavelength and what is your own way to perceive it, so you can work with it easily after that with other people's and beings' acoustical wavelength. It's quite a phenomenal class. I really love it. Other part of it is about, we talk a lot and do a lot of clearings and processing about indefinite living. So you really don't have to live a short life. There are so amazing things and really, really long life that you can have. So the lifespan of the body is totally different from what you think, what you've learned, or what you bought into in this lifetime, or what you heard about it.
Yeah.
And there are so many things, and there is manual that comes with it, with this class. So, and of
Yeah,
course the
this is
audio
a
recording.
really cool class. Yeah.
The other thing that we have is also have the course that is about abuse. It's called Breaking Out of the Prison of Abuse. Is what we learned that, you know, your body has a capacity to release, retain, respond, and receive energies. And with this, when you are abused or when you get into an abusive situation, your body locks it, and then you cannot get rid of it. And when your body locks in some abuse, the cell structure starts to change, and it's from a concentric structure, it starts to pick up an elliptical structure or shape and form. And that's really what scientists say that's the basis of illnesses and diseases and aging and olding. And just by clearing that, it can create a lot of change for your body, for your skin, and all different ways. So that's really, really amazing class. And we had so amazing changes for people. It's a really great thing.
Cool. So we really have 3 classes coming up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the acoustical body class is on the 15th to the 17th in the sunny Noosa.
Yeah, here in Noosa.
And the abuse related class, like the Breaking Out of the Prison of Abuse, is on the 18th of December from 7 p.m. Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how much change will be created if you go to all of them.
Yeah. What else is possible?
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. No, not at all. Please don't. It will be so much fun, and we don't deserve fun.
That's the worst thing you can have ever.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Cool. So if you have any questions about these classes, then you can turn to Juan or to us with your questions. We try to do our best to answer all your questions, or we can help with the registration and whatever else required.
Yeah, sure. And I think everyone knows how to contact me. If not, go back to the event and click on my name, and you can send me messages.
Yay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much for everyone for joining us, and we are so grateful for Juan for organizing this whole thing for us.
Yeah, thank you.
You're an amazing host, and we are so grateful for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We will send through the recording as well tonight, I think.
Yep.
And we will send through the information
about these classes, the dates, if you are interested, where you can register.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining, and we wish you to have a great day, a great night, and keep creating your life, please.
Yeah, keep choosing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.